Hey, Pat. Hi, Carla. Hey, my friend. First time here, my friend. Hi, the Brian Clan. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Tina. Hi, Christy. Hey, Scarlett. Hi, Elise. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Mary Kim. Hi, Evelyn. Evelyn, what was the deal? You couldn't get in last night. Did you yeah, you figured it out, obviously, right? I don't know what was going on. Somebody said it was because you were on your phone or something. You're on a mobile. I don't know what it was. Flower Girl, Crystal, Deb on the Move, Peggy, Marigold, Carol, Bryn, Earthbound, Miss Mary, Julie, Michelle, Rebecca, Sakura, Deborah, how are you? Poppies, Roses. I think this is must be your first time here too. Claire S. Robin, MC Camps, Renee. Oh, you used to be Little Lady Di. Okay. Thanks for telling me, because I'm like, my friend? Okay, gotcha. How come you changed your name? Hey, Paula. Hi, Lamb Chops. Hey, Kathy. Sea Glass and Shells. Vala, Shay Shay, Evie, Amanda, Wake Up. Kaza, hi. Barbara. You're from the Netherlands. It's cold there. Cold here too. Well, no, I don't know. I mean, it's cold here. At Sierra, hi. Hey, Karen. Couldn't tell you last night. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. R. Huff, Kathy from Texas. Hey, Tina. Hey, Steph. Hey, Jenna D. Hey, Bernard. How are you doing? Hey, I got you, Pat, right? Okay, so I think I'm sure I probably missed somebody. Brian Clan, did I get you? I did get you. I got you in the beginning. Hey, Rachel. First of all, I just got out of the shower, so excuse the wet hair. And how's everybody doing today? Hey, Merlin, haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Hey, Belly Dancer, how are you? You're about to start your work there? What time is it there, Belly Dancer? Hi, Montana Sky. Montana Sky, did you just change your name? We used to have another Montana, too. I don't know, was that you? Did you change your name, or did we just, I think there was like a Montana with a number. I'm getting confused. Tammy, how are you? So, yeah, slow mode today, right? Problems have been small, but my dad got out of the hospital. My dog came home. Well, that's good, Steph. Good to hear. It's 8. Okay, so you're 7 hours ahead. Okay, 7 hours. See me, hi. Wendy, hello there. Oh, okay, it was. All right, I thought I was losing my mind. Okay, so you were D Montana 53. Okay, gotcha. Hey, Songbird Katie. Hey, Cam. Muka, how are you? Yeah, I know, Crystal, right? Believe me, I know, yeah. Hi, Addie. Hey, Nanette, how are you? Sakura, hello there. So, I don't know what, you wanted to do tonight. If you want to go headstrong into a case, I can take you there. If you want to call in and, hi, Two Scooter, and, you know, share some things or about Jeff if you want, you know, I'm up for whatever you want to do today. Or if you just want to just talk about something completely trivial, we can do that too. Hi, Matthew, how are you? Hey, it's Sharon, other Sharon. So let me know what you want to do. Case would be good. Get your head in another place. Okay. You want to chat about that? Maybe a case. Case would be good. Your unboxing of the cricket. You get yours tomorrow, Merlin? Oh, okay. Well, you know, if you're in Slack, we do have a cricket group. You just sent me an email? All right, Sonia, I'll open it in a sec. Another case is fine with you. New case, Addie said. A case, a bit of diversion. A new case. All right, so we'll go into a case that I'm probably going to go and put in a special video towards Valentine's Day because it's kind of a Valentine's Day case. But the husband is very similar to, well, I don't know, very similar. Has some striking similarities of Mark Sievers, and then some big differences. But it's an interesting case, and it happened in Detroit. But I'm going to go check. Sonia said she sent me an email. So let me see. You emailed me yesterday. Yeah, I haven't been good on my mail. I'm not good on the email. There's so many, but I really haven't been good. Okay. So let's see. Sonia. Oh, Sonia said, hi, Carolyn. Yesterday I went all the way up the little mountain to the church to light a candle for Jeff. And so this is the church. We have a little church like that up, and it doesn't have that grand of a steeple on it, but it really looks a lot like that otherwise, and it's up on a mountain too here. And then let's see. Very nice. Thank you, Sonia, for sending that in. And okay, Mommy for the win. I got your email. I can add you to that, and I can give you the, hold on, I'll give you the link to Heather's page. Hang on. I'm going to put it in the chat too, since some people are not finding it. Okay, so that would be, here's my chat. Here's the link in case anybody needs it. There, let me send it to Mommy for the win before I forget. There you go. And don't think I'm rude. I just sent you the link. I'll answer the rest of the email later. I just wanted you to have that. Oh, and Jennifer, I haven't had a chance to check your emails, but I will. Let's see. And Merlin, I don't know, you might have sent them to my Mommy Ramblings email, did you? Maybe you did. And I haven't checked that either, and it's really bad of me, but I will. I have to check it by tomorrow. I'm going to come back to the chat. Hey, Miss Mary. Hey, April. Hi, Sherlyn. Hi, Nora. It's funny, I found a mini liquor bottle together as I was walking and thought, yep. Oh, you know what happened? Listen, this is funny. So, hi, Mona. So anyway, after the live last night, I said to Jimmy, did you ever see the video that Jeff made for us for the Thanksgiving one? He said, no, I hadn't. So he went to his channel, and he was sitting on the couch, and he watched the video, the one that Jeff made, you know, the Thanksgiving one with the lovely beret he put on me. So just as we got to the part where, you know, it started to say pineapples and this and that, the Christmas tree was in the corner in the family room, and an ornament that I made, one of the glitter ornaments, the one that says "You Light Up My Life," it fell off it fell right down from the tree, and when it fell right down from the tree, it rang a bell on the way down. So just heard the bell ring. I didn't know what fell. I found the one that fell, and then I just said, you know, whenever a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. So it was right there. It was. You saw the Grinch? Yeah, Jimmy keeps putting those up with different little scenes. He's gonna freak out when it's not Christmas anymore. He's got a little wagon and stuff today. Oh, thanks, Mona. Yeah, mine too. Yeah, Brandy, sure. Yeah, so it was just, I was like, where was that? And then the bell, you know, of course it rang the bell as it. Hey, Apple Snapple, how are you? Well, Michelle, he wasn't, you know, I mean, he was going for blood work back and forth, and he had like different health issues, and then he had stuff with his heart, but he wasn't probably having as many tests and stuff as he should have had because of not having the proper insurance and having to pay out of pocket for stuff. So, you know, he just found, you know, like, you know, this he just found out he had. Do you remember, I don't know, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, that he just said he had to get off because the nerve pain was too bad, his back, he thought it was just his herniated discs, and he was just telling me that he needed, you know, pain medication, something. He was in terrible, terrible pain. And then that's when they said he had to wait, you know, 3 months to see his primary and all that stuff. Yeah, I know, Sharon, right? Hey, Maui Chickadee, how are you? So when he found this out, I mean, he was gone in days. I mean, and he didn't even find it out, officially. He just had the biopsy the day before. Because when we got off the phone, like almost right before I went live on it was actually the 28th, because I believe or right before, it was probably late on the 27th, and we just said, I hope they're wrong, and he said, yeah, and I said, well, I hope they find out what it is, and it's something, and he said treatable, and I said, yeah, treatable, and then he said, and I'll be back and I'll tell a story, and I said, I know, and he said, I'll make it funny, Carol, and I said, I know you will, and we talked about that, and then he said, no, I'll be back. I said, he said, tell everyone I can feel their thoughts and prayers. It means a lot. I said, yeah. And when you come back, they'll all say that you weren't really sick, that you made this up. And he said, yeah, I bet you they will. But that's how he left. And then he was gone hours after that. Not even 24 hours after that, he was gone. So, yeah. No, not during surgery, Evelyn. No, they didn't. They didn't put him out for the biopsy. They just, he was awake. They said they keep running the plasma into him. Not the whatever he needed for the platelets. He said it was a white bag of stuff for the platelets, and he was up, and he said it really hurt to be on his back that long, and the biopsy was pretty painful. But they scheduled the spinal one for Monday. Yeah, well, they should have the results of the biopsy back. I mean, is that how long people have to wait? I don't know what it was, Kathy, and then that's when I kept saying to him, why can't, you get in to see someone else? And then he said, well, if I just go to the ER, they're not going to do the test. They're just going to do whatever it is. They're going to hand me some more pills, and the pills aren't even touching the pain. And that's because, he was in whatever, if he did have this stage 4 cancer and he's at the end, that's tremendous pain. And so that's why the medication they were handing him wasn't helping him at all, and they were telling him to get over-the-counter stuff. At least when he was in the hospital, he wasn't in pain because he had morphine, and he had fentanyl, and he had some other pain medications. It took a quick turn. I don't think so, Laura. I don't think so. He may have had an additional. Well, I said that to him. What's the matter? Okay. Apparently, stage 4. Yes. Well, he asked Carol. Sorry, my daughter called, and then my son was coming down because he didn't feel good, and then the other one doesn't feel good. One doesn't feel good. The other one's coming down to say he doesn't feel good. So Jimmy ran up. The cancer was affecting his back until my husband was taken to. Did they find so many things wrong and many surgeries? I say. So, oh no, I wasn't his only, no. Yeah, Jeff had a lot of friends. Did they have to put off the biopsy? They did. Well, but he was only, oh gosh, I think he was only admitted there just days earlier, because he had been telling me, he was going like from ER to whatever to like another place to see what was going on, and they didn't even know until I guess they finally took a CBC or something, and saw his platelets so low that they couldn't even believe he was alive. And that's what I was saying. That's when I asked him. I said, "Do they think you're bleeding internally anywhere?" Because usually when you're anemic or something like that, the first thing they say, are you bleeding internally somewhere, right? He said, "I don't think so. They didn't mention that. I don't know." But he just kept saying they don't know that that I can make the platelets anymore or something, that. And then one thing he did say to me is he said that he just wanted to know what was going on, and I think what he's saying, like, was he dying, just wanted to know what was going on. And that's when the doctor said, well, there is no stage 5. So, I don't know what they knew and what they didn't tell him or not. I don't know. All I know is it was incredibly fast, and all I know is usually, I don't know, like, what you see is people are not like really, really alert. And I mean, he was laughing and telling me that he was getting up to use the bathroom himself. And he was so pissed because he didn't want the guy have to stand next to him, but they thought he was going to pass out. So they wanted some guy to stand next to him, I guess a male nurse, and he didn't want that. And that was the day, like hours before he died. So I usually, someone usually see they're in bed and they're on the morphine and they're kind of out of it, and right. He was, really alert and everything. Yeah, Angel Kelly. Yeah, I know, Michaela, but sometimes some doctors are just no bedside manner or compassion at all. But oh. What happened to Bryn? Hi, Heidi. How are you? Yeah, and if you could all keep J Bells in your thoughts and prayers too, that'd be good. he was asking about about her too that night, because she had something going on as well. And you had to tell your mom she had only days to live because the doctors couldn't tell her. Maybe the doctor let him know, but he chose to not say it to others. I don't know. Oh, the more pain relief you get, your lungs fill with fluid. Thanks, Sharon. You watched her today, Vala? Where? Where'd you watch her? On the snowman? So, oh no, really, Deb on the move? Oh no. What? When are you going in? I'll definitely be praying for you that that's not the case. And has anybody seen Deb BC Survivor? I don't know where she is. I hope she's okay. And I saw high 60. What did he change it to? He changed it to high 61, right? In the comments, I saw him, but there was somebody else I was thinking of. She was talking about Jeff, but did not know he had passed. No, she knew Jeff passed yesterday. I don't think you saw J Bells today. Do you mean like in a chat? Vala, where did you see her? Because maybe you saw someone else. I don't think you saw J Bells. Just because I don't think she's yeah, I highly doubt you saw J Bells today. Yeah, Maui Chickadee, I'm sorry to hear that. It's just cancer is a terrible thing. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Yeah, Valley, it wasn't J Bells. J Bells has not been on, she can't be on chats right now. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Vala. J Bells is someone entirely different. Oh, no, that's not J Bells, Wilo. That's not J Bells. J Bells is someone entirely different. J Bells is a moderator here, and she lives in the UK. She doesn't have a channel like that. She doesn't put out videos, but she was in the video with me making the snowman about what, a month ago. No, Sherilyn, she doesn't. No, I mean, just her, her regular your YouTube. Everybody literally has a channel, but one that she posts videos on, no. Yeah, Val, that's somebody else. That's someone else. You're back at the hospital this week? Evie, I still have to get to send you that. I am so far behind. I'll be praying for you too, though, sweetie. And I'm going to try to get back to, things have been nuts. Hey, Miracle Hearts, yeah. I have to, I'm sorry, Sherilyn, I had to laugh at the typo because um, I was like, what? But I think you mean Evie, right, Sherilyn? Tamara says, yeah, praying for all that needs them and good health to all in the new year. Absolutely. Amen. Yeah, Maui, I think that's who it was. It definitely wasn't J Bells. I thought so, Sherilyn. I was like, uh-oh, what does that mean? Oh no. Evie, right? Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, Evie. I was like, what? Okay, then she must have made a typo. Hey, Backdoor. So, yeah, prayers for everyone that, needs them for any capacity. Hey, Purple, how are you? Yeah, I think everybody could use a better year, right? Your husband has been back in the hospital. He probably won't be home for at least. Oh, really? Gosh. That's crazy that he had so many complications from that. I know my brother had like a little bit of a hard time, but I don't, I don't think anything like, what do they know why? It's because he got an infection or something and then he had complications like that? Yeah, J Bells is one word, J Bells. And she doesn't make her own videos. Hi, I see you, I see me. A fungal infection? A little extra prayer, whatever each. No, it never hurts, right, Earthbound? No. Heidi. Oh boy. Let's see about that. What happened? Montana Sky, what happened? Waited to say what? What do you... Pericarditis. Isn't... I must be thinking of something else, Montana Sky. I'm thinking of there's something like if you're... something is... like not inflamed around your heart or something like... It, what am I thinking of? It's not something that... I thought that was the name of it. Pericarditis. Well, Montana, there's always, there's always advances. There's always something new. There's always hope, right? But definitely prayers for you. And, who's to say how much time any of us have left, right? Just because someone says that doesn't mean that's what it is. And no, I thought pericarditis. Yeah, is that the one I'm thinking of? Which is the one that it's not deadly or anything? It's like if you have a pain and it could be caused from a bunch of things. Because I know once I thought I had that, but it was the anemia, I think, but it wasn't something deadly. Parac is an inflammation. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, but whatever one I read, it wasn't deadly. They said, I'm pretty sure they said that. I'm trying to remember because I was so scared and I looked up things and they said it could be this, it could be that, but it wasn't. But it wasn't that. It ended up being anemia that was causing me pain right here. But no, it wasn't pleurisy. It sounded just like that pericard. That's exactly what I think of it. It can be serious, Robin, but it can also be very mild, right? Like nothing. Is it my? I don't know. I have to look it up. Whichever one it was, it was. It wasn't. It wasn't like I don't think it was serious or anything. I think I would have because it was. Let me see. Vala, but that's not her name. I think you're talking about Lily, not J Bells. They put in 2 valves and a complete bypass. Oh, okay. So there must be different grades or whatever of that, right? Hi, Angela. I don't know what. Oh, hang on 1 second. Okay, Luke just had a little. Luke just got. Luke threw up and he said that hot peppers came out of his nose. Oh, his nose is on fire now. That's lovely, right? Oh, I'm not upset Jimmy dealt with that one. But he says he doesn't feel sick, so I don't know what the heck the deal is on that one. Hopefully, please. I cannot. That's one thing I do not want to deal with. Hey, Casbat. Hi, Dylan. Danielle. Because he ate a bunch of hot peppers before, so yeah. Is it making the rounds, Brendy? Oh, hope it's one that I've had. You know that is, yeah. Oh, really, Laura? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Poor Luke. It was bad, really, Karen? Yikes. I'm thinking they're going to figure out how to fix it next. That's the attitude, Montana. Yeah, absolutely. There's always advances. There's always different ways you respond to something. You like, just there's always hope. Usually, right? If you get sick on, but I think he likes hot peppers too much to ever give them up, Sassy. You have yeah. I don't know. You got sick last night. You made dinner feeling fine. Just as you finished cooking, I felt like I was going to be sick, and I was. Just now trying to get some fluids in. Really, VST? But so then it was, yeah, I can't, oh, I can't, that's one thing. I mean, who says, oh, I love that, right? But, oh, it makes me so crazy. Such anxiety. I know it's crazy. I don't think he wants anything right now. I have ginger ale and stuff, but the H1N1, really? Oh my gosh, really? It's supposed to ice up, Leisha, over here to. Oh, my daughter had to go home early, and then I think it's going to ice up. You have a bug, it's an asthmatic thing? Oh, really? Sorry to hear that, Lisa. Rather be than have the stomach flu. Oh my gosh. But I can say, like, even like my older kids, when they would get it few and far between, like, because they didn't get it every year. They usually would go like 3 years, sometimes 5 years, right? And then they would get it. Either they all would get it, and then we'd get sick, or they all would get it and we wouldn't get sick. So like it doesn't matter, like, because I remember even as little kids, like when they were like right in my bed, right here with me, things happened. It's even grosser than you can imagine, but I didn't get it. And then other times, everyone gets sick. It's just crazy. And my younger kids, knock on wood, they have not gotten it as many times. And I remember the one time, oh my gosh, it was so bad. We all got it. And my daughter had to drive down to Florida. Okay? And her and I were the last two holdouts. And I think, let me see. She left for Florida thinking, okay, I think I beat it. And she got to she got to Washington. She stayed with her friend, who must have been loving that. Stayed with her friend, and she got to Georgia. And she stopped at like a gas station to get Gatorade, and then she got so sick. And then she called me and she said, did you get, and like that was the last holdout. When she said she got it, then I knew I was getting it. I wasn't going to escape it. And then I did get it. Yeah, we were all sick. We had like, poor little Luke was like, I don't even think he was 3 years old. We had this huge bucket. Oh my gosh. And we were all like so sick. And poor little Luke would go on this like, because he couldn't go in a little bucket, so he had this like huge bucket. It was horrible. So yeah, oh my gosh, it's horrible. But no matter what it is, I don't care what it is. If someone tells me they just got sick, already I start to feel nauseous. Even when I don't get it, it's the first thing my stomach is just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up. But holding your own, it's been coming on for weeks. Oh, really? And one time, this is the strangest thing, let me see, it was like the boys and Jimmy, and they got sick, and I warded it all. Like, I felt like I was going to throw up, and for the first time, usually you can't stop it. Well, I did. It was the worst thing I ever did in my life. I got so sick. So sick. Usually it's like a 24-hour thing. Well, it wasn't. And I knew that if I had just thrown up, I would have been okay. But I will not do that ever again. And yeah, what he has to clean up anything. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's what. But see, like right now, I'm feeling like, oh, but I know that if anybody comes in and tells me that immediately, and Jimmy's even worse. Jimmy's even worse. It's not, with Jimmy. It's not just even throwing up. If you tell him like, oh gosh, I think I have a sore. Oh my gosh, I think I have it too. He thinks he has whatever anyone else has. Yeah, pretty in pink, absolutely. We all are, yeah. Yes, after trying, I did. I was successful at holding it back, Robin, and I got so sick. And then I think that was the time, yeah, because usually for me, like a stomach bug was like a 24-hour thing. Within 24 hours, I was, finished with the whole thing, dry heaves, and then you wait a little while, you can start drinking something, and you start to get better. That's the one thing, like it goes away pretty quickly. And I think it was that time, and I'll never forget, someone I worked with said something like, well, you hope it's going to be just 24 hours. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then that's when I think that was the same time, and the second time after that I had like a stomach bug that lasted longer than I would like, but I think that is the time that I tried to not vomit and I got sicker than ever. Seduci? Sudoku? Sambu, what is that? Seduci? What is that? What is Seduci? Right, Kathy? That feels like that too, right? Yeah. You had the stomach flu for over a week? Oh my gosh, really, Peggy? Oh my gosh, this is getting bad. Can you imagine now that people are on like YouTube like this? It's the end of the world, right? There's some big virus coming in. Like we're all, oh my gosh, just like the power of suggestion. It's getting crazy. Every time I go to the drip room for over treatment. You go to the drip room? What is the drip room? You get an IV? Why? Because you get dehydrated? I don't understand. What do you mean for over treatment? What are you talking about, Steph? Who thought it was what? Who are you talking about, Steph? Who thought it was God's plan? What are you guys talking about? I missed that. She had to have been drugged or feared. What are we talking about? Which one are you guys talking about? I'm trying to see what you're talking about. Which case? I'm trying to see here. I totally missed the case you guys were talking about. Why? Why would he do that? Recently? Why? What? Ah. Why? He got some on his hands, but was totally emotionless. And she died? They wanted rank in the church and was having an affair. Where did I just hear someone say something like, so the wife had to go? And now I feel like I'm having deja vu. Yeah, I thought it was the other place. I didn't know what that meant. She died and he married her caretaker of the children. Huh. Wow. Did he really think cops would believe she did it to herself? Is that what that's what he wanted people to believe, that she did that to herself? Well, okay, so there's another case, okay? And, okay, this case, why it's similar to, where were you? Putting the garbage out?
Getting ready to go out.
Did you wash your hands?
And then, yeah, now I just, I have to clean out my Avengers thing that leaks up and you mine.
Oh. I hope you washed your hands. I hope you washed your hands.
I did, definitely.
Okay, good.
I have to, he was supposed to take a shower.
He just came down.
Yeah, he told me he did.
How bad was it?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad?
Yep. The hot peppers and
He said hot peppers came out of his
macaroni
nose.
and cheese was in it.
Okay, that's enough, Jimmy. We're live.
A lot of hot peppers.
Maybe he had too many hot peppers.
I don't think so. That doesn't really do that.
He said he doesn't feel sick.
No.
I hope not either. Okay. Not Discovery Channel. No, I don't think so. I've never heard it. So I truly wasn't sure which opening it was. He didn't. I'll have to see. It's on ID Discovery. An Amish man, and he's in the documentary, or did Okay, I will. Hold on, let me see. Okay, Apple Snapple. Good night. So is Boop Boop? Yeah, I guess, I guess, I guess it is. I guess it is, Amanda. I wasn't sure which door it was either. Who are you talking about, Angel Callie? Who had that? Oh, I'm getting confused now. It was on IG too. You're still not sure, Tanya? They said it's the back door. Who is that? Who are you talking about now, Sharon? There's like 15 different conversations going on. Who is that, Sharon? I mean, Angel Callie? With a syringe. Oh my gosh. Who would even think? What a strange thing. I mean, what a crazy thing. Oh, you're eating? Sorry, Vela. Oh, okay, Angel Callie. Sorry to hear that. I was thinking that door too, Julie. Wow, that's a lot. Miracle Two Hearts. No, they said battery acid. They said battery acid. He lives here in Missouri? Oh, really? I don't get it. All right, I'll let me look it up here. Hold on. You said he was in Missouri when he did it? Isn't it scary when Google starts filling in things for you when you're like, what the hell? Okay. Okay, is this okay? Amish minister admitted killing wife with battery acid. Well, they say he's from Kentucky. Let me see. Okay. An Amish minister from Kentucky is considering a plea deal offer in his wife's death 9 years ago in Missouri. Let me see if I can get his picture here. Samuel Borntreger. So it says a judge has given 39-year-old Samuel Borntreger 2 weeks to consider the deal. Borntreger of Summershade, Kentucky, is charged with first-degree murder in the death of his 26-year-old wife, Anna Yoder Borntreger. Court records allege Borntreger went to Kentucky authorities last month and told them he put antifreeze in her drinks and battery acid in her rectum before her death in late 2006, when the two were living in Harrison County, Missouri. located in the northwest portion of Missouri. No foul play was suspected when she died. Really? What was the cause of her death? Harrison County Prosecutor Christine Stallings declined to discuss the details of the plea bargain or how the case may proceed from here. Borntreger's attorney, Kelly Miller, didn't immediately return a phone message. Okay, so let's see what happened to him. Did he take the deal? Did he not? What happened? Okay, it says here, let's see what he did. So it was not until 10 years later that this was even, how did this, okay. All right, let's see. On Tuesday, which was back again in January of 2016, authorities dug up Borntreger's body from a Harrison County cemetery. The exhumation comes 2 days after Samuel Borntreger called the sheriff's office. Oh, he called to admit. So I guess he couldn't live with the guilt anymore, right? Otherwise, he would have been one that got away with it. Look at that. An Amish man would have gotten away with it. Isn't that crazy? Just in a probable cause statement, Samuel admitted putting antifreeze in her drinks and battery acid to kill her. He recently became a minister and wanted to clear his conscience, according to police. The charges were filed in northwest Missouri, Harrison County, where prosecutors Christine Stallings, I wonder if he's the only Amish man to ever kill his wife. Right? Are there any other Amish men that killed their wives? I don't know. How many Amish men are in prison? That's be interesting to know that too. For murder. The charges were filed where prosecutor Christine Stallings said Borntreger was well known and liked. He was well known and liked. So, okay. Sheriff said investigators are looking into Borntreger's death. He said it appears she was diagnosed with a liver problem, but the problem may have been caused by poisoning. I was overcome with emotions to think that you would do that to somebody, and especially somebody in the Amish community. I just never would have guessed that he would do that to his own wife, Eckerson said. Unlike court records, don't list an attorney for Borntreger. Okay, so wow. Let me see what else we can find here. Oh, here's something. Here's something more recent. So it says, on December 4th, 2006, Anna died from what authorities believe to be a liver issue. Within a year of her death, Samuel remarried and had 4 more children, and then he located to Summershade, Kentucky. However, nearly 10 years after her death, in 2016, Samuel went to the police station and confessed to killing the 26-year-old mother of 4. The youngest was just 10 months old at the time of her death. Samuel told investigators that he had fallen out of love with Anna and began putting antifreeze in her drinks and battery acid in her rectum while they were living together on a farm in Harrison County, Missouri. He was working as a cabinet maker and later served as a minister in his Amish church. Samuel told officers that he decided to come clean about how his wife died nearly a decade later because he said his conscience was bothering him, and his body was exhumed. Okay, but sent to the lab. Samuel was arrested in Kentucky at the Barron County Detention Center and later extradited to a Missouri jail where he was held without bond. The then 39-year-old was charged with first-degree murder. When residents in Harrison County ascertained what Samuel had done, they were stunned. Some stated that he was well known and liked in the community and that they had no idea he was capable of murdering his wife. He accepted a plea deal and pled guilty to second-degree murder, and a Chariton County judge sentenced him to 25 years in prison. Murder Okay. Oh, so I see that it's on. You can watch it on ID Discovery. It's Murder in Amish Country, Twisted Confession. That's what it's called. And so, wow. Okay, but that just made it sound like he had been putting battery acid up her. What did you say? Boop boop. For more than one time. So what's going on there? How is that happening? Okay, you've got a 6-hour drive. You drive safely, Nora, please. Good night. How do you just put the? Just said that. Like, how? What was he doing? Was it more than one time? Over 25 years. Only 25 years. And you have to watch. You'll be amazed how cold he was. They don't use batteries. We've certainly bottomed to the bottom of this matter. Yeah, got to the bottom of this matter, right? Yeah. Well, how many times did he do it? And if she wasn't awake, didn't she ever go to the doctor for like intense burning or something? I think he got her so weak with the antifreeze. You think so, Steph? Oh. Maybe he sedated her somehow first. I don't know. That's really weird. Hi, Mom Ames. Yeah, 25, you take a plea deal. So, okay. So he was 39 at the time of the plea deal, so he was 29 when he did that? Okay. All right, so he took the plea deal, Julie T, and he got 25. He pled to second-degree murder and got 25 years. No, it doesn't sound right, Tammy, not at all. They're not, you're right, they're not supposed to have their picture taken. And when I would go to, when I would go there and I have the video camera and I have the cameras and I'd be taking pictures like crazy. Yeah, but he wouldn't even have gotten caught at Sierra. He got away with it, basically, right? I don't know, Lisa. I have no idea. Did you guys watch it? That they're saying he tortured her? Did you watch it? I mean, did they say that? Oh, Edward King. Ginger, he's the first one to commit, the first Amish man to commit a homicide? Okay, so let's go to the other case, okay? Which I probably will do a bigger one around Valentine's Day, I don't know. But, so there was this couple. There's this woman, Tara. She's very, very accomplished, you know, really type A personality. You know, with school, everything, wanted to be a big success, took the executive route. She was married a man that was her complete opposite. And this is where the man sounds like Mark Severs. You know, he was a lot like him, like aloof, you know, not focused like that. And they said when they would meet them, they would say, wow, you know, you married up or whatever. But anyway, he became the Mr. Mom. Okay, which there's nothing wrong with that, and it doesn't mean somebody's not all there. In this case, in Mark Seaver's case, they were. It's not that they weren't all there. They were just not as focused. Let's put it that way. But then we're going to see they're not all there because they did. Well, in Mark's case, organize something. In this guy's case, when you hear what this guy did, you're going to see he wasn't all there. Okay. So let me get to my stuff so I can give you the, let's put up some pictures. Hold on. Why won't my, okay, there we go. Where is my thing? This is the Amish one that I just had, and then I had up. Where the heck is my... Oh, here we are. Okay. So it was north of Detroit, okay, and this among the seamless sprawl of strip malls and subdivisions. There's a 4,500-acre woodland preserve, and in winter it's a bare forest that still belongs to the deer, coyote, and the occasional trail walkers like Sheila Werner. But I don't want to get to where Sheila finds that yet. Hang on. I want to get to... Hold on. Okay, her husband's name was Grant, okay? And she then got a job in San Juan, Puerto Rico. She was away all week. She flew back and forth. She flew back on the weekends. She left on Monday and then stayed down and then came back on Friday. They had 2 children. He was a soccer coach and a stay-at-home, a self-proclaimed stay-at-home dad. No, what did he call himself? Mr. Mom. I'm sorry, Mr. Mom. Self-proclaimed Mr. Mom is what he called himself. And then they hired an 18-year-old nanny from Germany, I believe she was, an au pair, who came over and moved in the house, helped take care of the kids. But meanwhile, Mr. Grant there was having an affair with an old girlfriend. I'm trying to get you some pictures here. I don't know where my pictures are. That's why I'm looking here. Hang on. Hold on. They lived in like a nice colonial, and they were, on all outward appearances, they lived a nice life. She was supporting him very well. Okay. Okay, so I'm sorry, and I'm calling him Grant. That's his last name, and I'm sorry that I did that. Hang on. His name is Stephen. Let me get the pictures. Okay, here we go. Because he thought he had the perfect plan too, and wait till you hear what he did. Okay, so this, let's see, which one do I want to show? Okay, this was them. And let me get one more. And then this was her later on, and she was going to San Juan. So anyway, he hooks up with this previous woman from a relationship he had previously, and he believes that his wife, from something he seemed, is doing more in Puerto Rico than working during the week. Well, that's what he says. Now, again, he can easily be a Mark Sievers that, you know, is saying that his wife is doing all of this stuff to make himself look better. Do we know this? So whatever, even if, you know, whatever they were both doing, it's not a reason to kill your wife. But anyway, this is his first story, okay, is that she came home as she normally would for the weekend, and she told him, hey, I'm going back on Sunday instead of Monday, and that he got really, really angry, and they had a fight in the bedroom of their house, and that she slapped him. And no, excuse me, that's not the first. This is okay. I'm sorry, that's the second version, guys. Hold on a minute. First version is they had a fight. She packed up her things and called a car service and walked out. Okay, so he then makes a call to her cell phone. Okay, which is, you know, they leaves a voicemail. Well, you know, where is she? What's going on? And days later, he's doing the same thing. And then he's calling down to her employer down in Puerto Rico asking, where is she? And they're saying, oh, we're not that worried. She's probably cool in her jets. She doesn't want to talk to you, blah, 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 right? Okay. So then this woman that was walking around this preserve, and he also tells the nanny, the 18-year-old nanny, what's going on. He tells her this story that she ran off. Now, apparently, he didn't have anything sexual with the nanny, but he was very flirtatious, very emotionally connected with her, talking to her, etc. Okay? Now let me get back to the part, hold on, where they, okay. So Sheila Werner, she's an occasional trail walker over there. She spotted what looked like a 1-gallon Ziploc bag. And she said because there was snow on it, on the ground, it stood out like a sore thumb. I mean, it was there, it was with bright red blood inside the bag. So she picked up the baggie. And she thought the sheriff's office might want to know about it, because she had seen all the coverage of a missing woman, because now the Tara was just missing, okay? He reported her missing. He didn't know where she was, that she stormed off during a fight, and that's all anybody knew. So the story of Tara Grant, who's the vanished wife and mother, had become a regular, had become as regular as a fixture on the Detroit news stations and sports and weather. Now, at this time, you should hear this guy. He was on all the stations, and he was crying. This guy was crying. Like, what, he wasn't doing any of that devoid of emotion stuff. He was crying like crazy on the news. And, just begging to have his wife back, to find out where she is. Could somebody please call? Could anybody let someone know? Okay, so this was all over the news when she found this bag. And their children were 6 years old and 4 years old. So Stephen Grant was on the local news almost every day, making teary, on the verge of angry appeals to his wife of more than 10 years to come home. If not for him, then for their 2 children, a girl 6 and a boy 4. So Stephen would say, please call anybody, call the police, call me, call my in-laws, call someone. And the family lived in a comfortable home northeast of Detroit. Tara was the breadwinner, thriving in a 6-figure management position with an international construction and engineering firm. And that's why she was in San Juan, because that was the most recent job site. She'd been commuting for the last 5 months from Detroit to San Juan. Now, Stephen, besides being a Mr. Mom, he worked a little, sometime in a 2-man machine shop. And then he looked after the kids, but they had just hired that nanny. So they had her as well. So I'm trying to read here. So he said he took them to all their appointments, their soccer games. He was their soccer coach, all of that stuff. He was like a model dad from all outside looking in, right? And from the time he walked into the sheriff's office on Valentine's Day, 2007, that's the day he reported his wife missing, his story never changed. He gave the spare details of her disappearance to the desk sergeant in the lobby. He may not have noticed huge plainclothes detective walking by, but that officer remembered Stephen Grant because of the fragment of conversation he overheard. He heard him say, "She's been gone for 5 days now." And this detective was wondering why the guy had waited 5 days to report his wife missing. And then he, sure enough, was assigned to the case. And he told him that same thing, okay, after a week-long business trip, that Tara had returned to the house Friday, February 9th. No sooner had unpacked her bag when she announced she would be going back to Puerto Rico early, Sunday rather than Monday. Grant got upset. She needed to be home more. She needed to stop traveling, okay, and then they had a fight, and she walked out, called the car service, and that was it. So when Mr. Grant answered the door for this detective, the detective said all he could tell was that he was afraid we were there, whereas, he wasn't looking that they were there to serve him, but he was afraid of them. And when the detective asked him, why did you wait so long, to report your wife missing, the husband replied that they had had fights before. When Tara walked out for a day or so, she'd always come back. And then, let me see I just want to go where they find. So he did leave a voicemail on Tara's machine. Tara, next time I call, you pick up your phone. It's absolute bullshit that you can't call me or your kids. I know you're mad. I'm mad. You're traveling this much is not right. So he left the voicemail to make it really appear that they had this fight. But then when they found the bag, okay, when the woman found the bag and reported it, it had metal fragments in it, and it had Tara's blood in it. So hold on one second here. Tara's sister, said in the meantime that Tara would never do this, and this is the kind of thing you hear all the time, right? Tara would never leave her children and not let us know where she was going. She would never not tell her employer. In 10 years, she was working for the same company. She never missed a day. And when she talked to her brother-in-law, Steve, the sister, it was February 13th, and the conversation that we had started out, with him telling the story. She talked to her brother-in-law, Grant, with him telling the story, and it was quickly changed tones. And he said to me, you know what? He said, she probably shacked up in a hotel. And those were his exact words. That's what she said. And she said, shacked up in a hotel around the corner with some guy. And I remember at that instant, I said, Stephen, she could be in the slums of Detroit in serious trouble. She could be dead. I didn't trust this man. Something was off, and I didn't know what. So she was suspicious before that bag was found, but, he was making it sound like she was involved and she was shacking up somewhere with some guy. And I just want to get to... So when they found the bag and they... As he changed his story to that the same thing happened, but she slapped him, and then he lost it, and what was his? Hold on a minute, I'm losing my mind. Okay, wait a second, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Yes, I am totally ahead of myself. They found the bag. They somehow matched the blood. They started to scour the whole preserve there, and look for body parts. When he heard this, he started to freak out. They served a search warrant on the house. When they did this, he said, can I take the dog for a walk? When he said he was taking the dog for a walk, he fled. He borrowed a car, and he armed himself with pills, a fake gun, because he said he was going to point a fake gun at the police and they'd kill him. He had all this stuff to commit suicide. He wrote goodbye letters to his kids, and he went to a place where him and his wife used to go camping. It was frigid cold. When they found him, because they found pieces of his wife all buried all along this preserve. But they also found something in the garage when they were performing the search warrant, okay? They found her torso. It was in a trash bag next to the kids' toys, hidden behind something. So what happened? So now, what he did was, it's crazy. He told them that she slapped him, he lost it, he pushed her, she hit her head really bad on the back of the dresser, and then he strangled her, and she put her hands up to stop him, but it was too late then, and he strangled her to death, and then he put a belt around her neck, and he dragged her down the stairs because she was too heavy to carry, and he put her, he actually threw her into her own truck. But at first, he dropped her, I think, on the cement floor of the garage and said it sounded like a watermelon when you drop it. And that told him he knew she was dead. Okay? Then he took her to his father's machine shop. He put tarps on the floor, and he dismembered her body into 14 pieces. They have still only found 11 pieces. He would go there. He went to the preserve, the first time. He put her body parts in a sled, and then he tried to maneuver it down this hill, but the sled took off, he said, and he was chasing it, but nobody saw him. And then he buried the bags as best he could, thinking that the animals in this preserve would eat her. But then he would freak about it and he would go back and he would move her and he would move parts, and that's how he ended up taking the torso back. Okay, so he had brought the torso back like that night before the search. So when they came for the search, he knew they were going to find the torso, and that's why he fled. But I mean, it's just horrific, and he was sentenced to, like, what did he get? Because I mean, that was like just ridiculous what he did there. Think what he got here. Let me see. We look at the trial. Let's see. The defense throughout the trial, meanwhile, answered the accusation of premeditation by asking, where are the signs that Grant prepared for the crime? Where's the to-do list for plotting a murder? A defense witness argued the case was really about a man snapping during a physical confrontation, and therefore he should be found guilty of no more than second-degree murder. Stephen Grant says, Tara's torso I took and buried in the snow, and when the jury heard all 3 hours of Grant's passionless recollection of murder and dismemberment, how could that be anything but first-degree murder? In his closing argument, the prosecutor brought the jury back to the bedroom as the murder occurred. The medical examiner had testified that Tara was likely unconscious for 15 seconds of strangulation, but then it took another 3 minutes and 45 seconds of Grant choking her before she actually died. Prosecutor Smith took out a stopwatch and set it ticking for 4 minutes. Plenty of time, he said, to think about going through with a murder, and just as significantly, plenty of time to make the conscious choice to stop. Then he told the jury also constituted premeditation. The jury went out to deliberate and stayed out, confounding all courtroom betting for a fast verdict. 3 days later, they returned. And it was Stephen Grant, guilty of second-degree murder. After a split jury tussle, they'd finally been persuaded by the defense's argument against premeditation. The defendant, in full panic mode during and after the killing, his rational self as it was no longer at the wheel. And let's see, 2 months later, he was sentenced to 50 to 80 years. And in a victim's impact statement, Tara's sister told the court that this past Christmas Day, just days after the trial ended, her now 7-year-old niece had spilled a long-kept secret. Hearing Lindsay describe detail by detail by detail, what she saw that night was unbelievable. I don't think anyone could have prepared me for hearing those words come out of her mouth. Both Lindsay and her younger brother Ian had watched their father murder their mother that awful night. They heard her final groan. Nightmares, understandably, roam both children's mind, the court was told. But with time, counseling, and a new supportive home life, there's hope for them. Alicia and her husband, Eric, recently adopted their niece and nephew, blending them with their own 2 children. Tara's kids now call their aunt and uncle Mom and Dad. So, yeah, that didn't work out well for Grant, and I don't know when these guys, but he, I mean, really, for this little, like, meeky guy, and apparently, I think, is this the guy that was naked? Yes, he was naked, he said, when he did the killing of her, and carried her downstairs to the garage with the nanny in the house. He did this with the nanny in the house. Crazy story. So that was the kids are doing well now. What has Sharon got a lot of thought? Oh, Sharon's freaking out. Why though? Well, why Mark Severs? It's even more Mark Severs because if she knew about him swinging or whatever the hell he was doing and was okay with it, really, why Mark Severs? But this guy apparently had hooked up with his previous relationship. Never trust a guy that looks like his wife. You think he looks like her? You're never dating again. Hey, Eric. Eric's got gossip on him? For the kids, yeah. Well, they said it was more of it wasn't a sexual affair, it was more of an emotional affair with the nanny. He was talking to her after work, and he was probably flirting with her, but she probably wanted no part of him. He told her the story that, the wife ran off, and now he was... Yeah, maybe Laura, right? He thought he said he thought she was having an affair over there. Having chase. And you can see, yeah, well, this guy, they said, like, he was, like, laughing. When he was recounting the story, he had absolutely no remorse. He would laugh at times when he was telling it. He would just describe the dismemberment, like, all this stuff without any, like, again, no remorse, no emotion, laughing. But when he was doing the plea, he was crying like a baby. I guess, Krista, because he was working a little bit of time in the machine shop, or maybe because she didn't trust him to do things. I don't know. That was a very notorious case here. He should have gotten first-degree murder. Any other county, and he would have. We were talking about Stephen and Tara Grant from Michigan. Oh, if he has any gossip, okay. And like I said, he cut her up into 14 parts and they only ever recovered 11. And what the woman found was like shards of, they found blades in there from when he cut her up with her flesh still attached to them. It was before he was caught at Sierra. He was making the rounds on all the news stations. No, he's not on death row. He got 50 to 80 years. There's a book about this. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I saw the author of it. I believe. His dad, yes, machinist, right? That's where he dismembered the body in his father's machine shop. He brought it there, put it on tarps. There's a lot more to this, but like I said, I want to do a big, like a standalone video for around Valentine's Day. But that's when he reported her missing, was Valentine's Day. And so I'm going to do a more in-depth video about this case. But I just thought tonight, somebody said you wanted a distraction, so I had this one at the forefront. Oh, you do, Sharon? Yeah, I am choked because there's a lot more to it and a lot, to go over the trial and stuff, but I just figured we'll do a little thing here. Highland Moon. You're finding the right path? That's good. Thanks, Janelle. Hey, Alicia. Stephen Grant. Sakura. Stephen Grant from Michigan. Check out the case of Akron emergency room doctor that poisoned his wife a few years ago. Akron, Ohio? He poisoned his wife with what? Jimmy was supposed to be making limeade, but I see the limes on the counter and I don't see anything action happening. Okay. Okay, I see it. A former Ohio doctor, Dr. Yazid Essa. Okay, let's get his picture up there. Okay. Was sentenced to life in prison for poisoning his wife with cyanide 5 years ago. So in 2005 he did this. Cleveland jury convicted Yazid of aggravated murder for poisoning Rosemarie Essa, his wife, and the mother of his 2 children with a cyanide-laced calcium pill. Essa, 41, will be eligible for parole in 20 years. The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Bill Mason said his crime occurred before Ohio sentencing laws were changed to give judges discretion in determining when a convicted murderer is eligible for parole. Dressed in his orange jailhouse jumpsuit, Essa did not betray an emotion, as Judge Dina Calabrese lamented that she could not hand down a stiffer sentence. She said, "I regret that you have the benefit of committing this crime under the old law," Calabrese told Essa. "You took an oath to preserve life and you destroyed your family," she said. "I cannot imagine the evil that you have done to these people, especially your children. It is my great hope, and the only that I can think of at this moment, that they forget you, and that whatever legacy you had is wiped away." There was a 6-week trial that included testimony from more than 60 witnesses who told the story of a philandering doctor, his many mistresses, and an international manhunt that crossed 3 continents and ended with his arrest in Cyprus in October of 2006, 18 months after his wife's death. Okay, and Rosemarie's mother said, "What do you say to a person that murders the mother of his children? A murdering coward with no heart, no compassion, no remorse." And she said that at her son-in-law's sentencing hearing on Tuesday. And she went on to say, "All she wanted was children and a husband that loved her back, and you took that away. She didn't deserve it." You know, I think I've heard this case. DiPuccio said as other relatives sat in the packed courtroom audience, dabbing tears with tissues. Then Essa fled the United States in March of 2005 after police questioned him about his wife's death. He used fake travel documents. In January of 2009, he was extradited to Cuyahoga County, according to the prosecutor's office. Defense attorneys pointed to a lack of physical evidence linking Essa to the tainted supplements and urged jurors not to convict him for his playboy lifestyle. The defense also attempted to cast suspicion on Essa's mistresses. Two of them testified, one saying she never loved Essa, and another saying that she believed him when he promised to be her soulmate. The 38-year-old mother of two and former nurse was driving to the movies in the family Volvo on February 24th, 2005, when she felt ill, passed out, and hit another vehicle before stopping against a curb. Before she crashed, she called a friend from her car and told her that she was beginning to feel sick to her stomach and wondered whether a supplement her husband had given her was making her ill. And jurors heard from that friend, whose name was Eva Gardner, along with Essa's mistresses and his brother, who said Essa admitted to killing his wife. And then DiPuccio said her daughter made the phone call so he wouldn't get away with murder. And she went on to say, "It didn't go your way," she said, as a stone-faced Essa listened. "She got you, Yaz. And the Essa curse ends here today. We have Rosie in our memory. She is our hearts and with us always." Yeah, trying to see something here. Hang on. I did see this. I remember this. I saw this. Here's another. Yeah, now that I see the pictures of him and the kids, I definitely saw this on like 48 Hours or something. Oh, it's sad. So. Oh, okay, let me get back to the chat. Aries, this is a doctor out of Ohio who poisoned his wife with a cyanide-laced supplement tablet capsule. Hair is driving me crazy. My hair is still wet. That's crazy. Soaking wet. What happened? But he didn't get sick again, did he?
No, I didn't ginger ale, 2 cups.
He already had 2 cups of ginger ale?
Yep.
And he kept it down?
So that's the problem.
How's he feel?
He said everything, those burns and everything smells like
Everything smells, but other than that?
the next thing like a little bit of
Hopefully,
see.
my stomach's, is your stomach feeling weird? And not? Anytime somebody tells me that, my stomach feels weird. But that just happens to me. What happened? Who met senses of humor? But I remember there was a podcast. Um, it was S-Town. Did you ever hear that podcast, S-Town? And that guy that committed suicide with cyanide, oh my gosh. It was like, I don't know whether it was, it's just so painful. It was like burning, like horrible. So I wonder if he put it in a cat. Like, I don't. He had it in his. Did anybody ever listen to that podcast? And they have that guy dying on his porch. Like, he didn't even realize how bad it was going to hurt. Does anybody remember that podcast, S-Town? That guy that sure, Ari, sure, go ahead. I don't know what it was, but I wonder if that was like when that capsule exploded. I know, right? I know. Did she start to feel like that burning in her? That's horrible. Slow and painful? Yeah. Who would want to take that cyanide then? With cyanide, Steph? With cyanide? You were in the courtroom or you watched it on TV? Oh, it was horrific. Ugh, it was horrible. Is that what happens feeding it? Oh gosh. It just sounded like it was like, yeah, like burn it, whatever. Oh my gosh. I was like, and the guy sounded like he was having second thoughts, like he just wanted it to end and it wasn't ending. And oh my gosh. Jimmy's in there doing laundry, Janelle. But yeah, oh my gosh, that was horrendous. The testimony was riveting with the, oh yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw that case on one of those shows. It's very, very, I remember that picture of him with the children. I remember him being arrested over there. Right, absolutely, Tanya. I know, that's what I heard too, and I thought it was like instantaneous. If you listen to this guy in this podcast dying, it's horrific. Like, I think I once watched a movie, and these two older people, it was during the war or something, they didn't want to go, and so they just killed themselves on their bed, and they each put like a little pill under there, and then they just went to sleep. And that if that was cyanide, that's not what happens. Yeah, it's beyond human to do that. Right, but did you ever see those movies, Diana? Like the Holocaust miniseries, and these set of grandparents, they didn't want to go, and they put this little pill, and they both went to bed, holding hands next to each other on the bed, and just like looked like they just died. And what could that have been? But it was looked like they were just sleeping. You must have seen the same video, Pat, that someone else said they just saw. Right, and so they portray like they just took a pill and went to sleep, right? And that's not what cyanide is. I watched your video, but kept the. Yeah, that fool. That's a brutal. That is a brutal 911 call. That is a brutal one. Eat lots of garlic. What can I eat that's garlic now at this time of night, Hennessy? Remember the one guy found guilty? No, I didn't. I think a bunch of people did, April F., because like 2 other people had mentioned it. Where the freak did he get that from in jail? Jimmy, did you know that? Jimmy, do you know anything about death from a cyanide pill?
I don't know anything about it. No.
Do you know if it's painful or not?
Mm-hmm. You can't really feel it. If it's central nervous system, I think you just.
No, it's really painful, Jimmy. Horrifically. What's that noise?
What?
Oh, it's the washing machine. What is this? Hang on a minute. This can't be my phone. I don't know. I'm getting something really weird. All these people's birthdays. I don't know. This cannot be my phone.
Is it?
It is my phone, but I don't know what this is. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea. He had it in a briefcase? I have no idea. No, I'm not hacked. I think I just never got to that side. Detective Halverson. Are you here solving a crime? Robin, just send me an email. All you have to do is send me an email and did I put you in there? And then you get an invitation that you're there and you go in. So that's all you have to do. You can still hear what I'm so confused. Robin Lane, what poor woman? What poor woman? Oh, I know what you're talking about, Robin. Never mind. You're on the grandmother. There's too many stories going on. Yes. The grandmother. Yeah, very bad. Yeah, horrible. You were watching YouTube posts on hacking today? Oh, on YouTube videos, you mean on hacking? It's painful as all the organs shut down and it feels like you're suffocating. Doug, we did the murder game. We're going to do it again next week. We did the first episode. I'm going to post the things like in the group. I'll go to try to get that done tomorrow so that we have it for the second episode. But we did our job for the first episode. Did you watch it? We did it. I have the second episode over here. but I haven't opened it because it's the second episode and we're not doing it till next weekend. Well, this weekend. Well, yeah, now this weekend. You want to go out and see her? 23rd birthday? Happy birthday to your daughter. Okay. Good night. Good luck at the doctor, Peggy. Hope everything goes well. Happy birthday to your daughter. Did you get something to drink? Worst thing about vomiting is... Thanks, Chanel. Yeah. My invitation came through. I had cellular... Oh. Okay. Yeah, well then you should be in the room. Oh, that Watts family murder. When is that? That's not for a few days yet though, right? When is that coming on again? January. What day is it coming on? The cop. I have ginger ale. I have 3 bottles of ginger ale. Just started storming there, Steph. So why did that guy think we didn't start our game? We did. Or does he know? What was his name? Oh, we got plenty of time. The 25th. Love you too, Peggy. Whew. I'm gonna probably. It's on a Saturday. I showed you this, right? I did show you this. I have to make another one of these. These are really nice. I don't know if I should take the rest of my vitamins now. I don't think I probably should. I was going to take them. Now my stomach's feeling them. Not so terrific. I heard something about that, Catherine. I did. Oh, there's Doug. Oh, okay, Doug. Gotcha. Doug, you should join our Slack group. So you should send me an email, and then we're going to do another episode. I don't know. Probably Saturday. But I'll let everyone know. We'll decide. Let's say Saturday. We'll do it Saturday. The other episode will be Saturday. We'll do episode 2. Okay, Yellow Submarine. Activated charcoal. Okay, let's hope this is not the stomach flu. Let's hope. Don't worry, because don't worry. Let's hope it's just nothing. Just too many hot peppers. That's all. Coke syrup. That never worked. Do you know, Sharon? We used to get that all the time from the pharmacy when we were little kids. And I used to think I used to think Dramamine, nothing ever, you just had to vomit that stuff out. Nothing ever helped as a kid. Yeah, no vitamins. I had some vitamins for it. That's why my stomach could be a little bit. But I had some of my vitamins, not all of them. You sent an email, please check. Okay, I'll check, but then... Okay, I got your email, so I'll check it out later, okay? Okay, I will check it out. It sounds interesting. All right, I will do it. I will check it out. All right, but, okay, I will look for that. And that is creepy. What are you looking for at, Sarah? You downloaded it the other night. Okay, but you have to send me an email so I can put you in it. I have to put you in the private group. Okay, very good, Doug. Alrighty. I am gonna sign off for the night. Oh, a doomsday cult there. Lots of probiotics. Kefir, I have kefir, yeah. Thanks, detective. I take probiotics. I take kefir. I usually have my kombucha. All right, everybody take care. Stay safe. Love you. God bless. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tico, you have to send me an email if you want to go in the private group.